have everybody's attention, if I would please, we'll call this meeting on June 1st to order. Have roll call, Michelle, please.
Jerry Motter,
Present.
Dan Schomer, Doug Humphrey,
Present.
Dan Verbeck,
Present.
Jody Lee,
Present.
Karen Wilson.
Scott, gives the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Okay, agenda item number 3, consideration of council meeting minutes on May 18th, 2026. You've all got a copy of those. You had an opportunity to look them over. If you see any changes or any additions to those, bring that to our attention. See,
I make a motion, we,
make a motion to approve the minutes?
yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
A motion been made and second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. See, that's how good a job Michelle does. You guys got no questions? Okay, agenda item number 4, consideration of the administrator's report. Steve?
We have a couple of big projects that have moved forward incrementally since our last meeting. We've, of course, got the wastewater treatment plant and received bids on that this spring. We have submitted all our materials to Illinois EPA and have received most of the approvals necessary. That really the next communication that we will get, we had some more communication with IEPA staff today regarding potentially qualifying for hardship points, which we won't because it's based on our current rates, not what the rates would have to go to with the new wastewater treatment plant. So it's being finalized right now with the loan of $45 million, which will cover most of the construction of the plant as bid and with contingencies, as well as the construction engineering for the 3 years of that project, which is with Strand and Associates. And if you remember, we did an amendment to their original design contract to add in construction engineering at nearly $3 million. So we, and of course, the nice bonus was not only did they, because of the increase in bid amounts, they carried last year showing us at $35 million for the loan amount. And they've increased that to the $45 million for all the inflationary costs and the numbers that the bid came in at. So while the project is more expensive than Strand Engineering originally called for, the funding is there from the state, and they've increased the loan forgiveness from $6 million to $11.25 million. So it's not only, in essence, it's a grant because it's money that the state will pay on our behalf, which we do not have to repay. So the $11.25 million is 25% of the entire project. And the loan rate at 1.42%. We will not qualify for the hardship points, which would have gotten it down below 1%, but the financing will be at 1.42%. We anticipate within the next week, maybe 10 days, that we'll be receiving the loan papers, which is the offer from Illinois EPA to us. Because the state funding is tied to their fiscal year ending June 30th, we will have to turn those papers around. We'll have to have council action on those. With your approval, then they will be submitted back to them in processing so they complete it by June 30th. So there's a good probability that we may be calling a special council meeting between now and the meeting 2 weeks from tonight. It's all depending on what EPA says they need for a turnaround. We want to be comfortable that we don't inadvertently cause them to slide beyond the June 30th date, because then we're into the new intended use plan. The draft of that plan was posted on Friday. It's both covers a document for water and one for wastewater. And we are still in it next year in the event that, for some reason, if our wastewater plan continued over beyond June 30th, if we weren't in a position where we could, in essence, pull the trigger, that this 45 million would still be there, but the forgiveness drops dramatically on it. I think it's to, it drops to 4.5 million. So it would be the loss of 6,750,000 if my math does me right. So that's the reason why we may be calling you and saying, hey, we need to get paperwork back into the state. At this point, we've met all our targets as far as our timeliness. We've made we've scored every concession we can get, given the guidelines, and there's three things that we have to be able to meet to have gotten the hardship points. We met 2 out of the 3. The third one, we would have qualified if they allowed us to count what our rates will be to sustain the repayment of the bonds on the new plan. In other words, they're looking at what they are today. If they would allow us to look at what they have to go to, then we could have knocked down that interest rate a little bit. The other project, which looks like it potentially can move forward, is the Rainbow Ridge Water Association project, which is a little over 3,700 feet of water main extension south of the Conservancy on Knoxville Road. So it actually winds through 2 different additions and potentially has 50-plus homes that could end up on that water system extension. It's estimated by the engineers at 1.69 million. And that's the number that Illinois EPA has tentatively plugged in. So they will make the financing available in the terms of a loan. They have also reserved under one program a loan forgiveness of $457,029. And that was then what I have not been able to find, because this is just at their website. I have not been able to find the amount, if it is specifically earmarked for our program under the other portion of the loan forgiveness, which conceivably what we're shooting for is 100% loan forgiveness on that project. So we know we got some of it, and the rest of it I have not found. So those are our things. They're moving forward.
Anything else?
Questions?
Any questions on that? No questions?
Has it been let out for bid yet?
The water main extension has not, no. It is preliminarily, we're looking at a fall letting on that with construction beginning next spring. Be a busy spring. We'll have wastewater treatment plant that will be under construction. We'll have the first of our lead service line replacements running, to businesses or houses. Will begin next year. That we have a request in for ongoing funding from the state. It's not just a single year, it's ongoing as we, knock off some, they'll continue funding more. And then we have tonight on the agenda, we have Hutchinson Engineering, J.D. Schulte here to talk about a project too that the council had green-lighted at the last meeting and asked us to bring the contract documents back. And we have those as an agenda item for consideration tonight as well.
Okay.
A lot of construction this next year.
Anybody else have any other questions? If not, I'll look for a motion to approve the administrator's report.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, motion been made second. All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, Steve. Number 5, consideration of the inspector's report. Rob?
Yeah, we pretty normal May. permit totals was $4,536 with the case valuations at $283,668. So 30 permits were issued through all of them, building permits down to pool permits. So pretty normal month as far as permits go. Hy-Vee is made good progress on their aisles online. They're looking at wrapping up by the end of June. So they moved along very well on that one. And then we did break ground last week. The permit was actually from April, but the end of April, but we did break ground last week on the new home up in Legends. So yeah, still a lot going on.
So is Hy-Vee not going to do anything with their docks where they're at?
On the backside, you mean?
Yeah,
No, the new addition is on the north side of the building.
I know where it's at,
Yeah,
but I thought there was an issue I had heard at one time because the traffic flow, those semis are in and out, backing up, going forward on their private road.
I hadn't been made aware of any issues with that.
Okay,
So there's still one dock on the
north
the
side.
north side,
Okay,
but they are coordinating so that they can get that truck in and out. And I don't think that, I could be wrong, I don't think it's a full-size semi that pulls up to that side of it.
right.
But
It's
that,
just beer trucks and stuff.
yeah, that's still gonna be available, it's still in place. And then it'd just be the traffic flow that they'll have to make the accommodations to get that to that dock.
Got it.
Yeah, so yeah, but otherwise, the way cars will pull in there along where the parking is now for the liquor department, and they'll pull in, pull back through, pick their groceries up, and then come out the same way. So yeah, I don't think it'll affect much, and then they'll remove the containers out in the parking lot, so it'll
Yeah,
open
those are
up.
kind of a hassle.
Yeah, so that'll open up some more parking spaces again out
Right.
there, so. Yep.
Anyone else have any questions for Rob? If not, I'll entertain a motion to,
I make a motion to accept the inspector's report.
a second in here.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion made to approve and second the inspector's report. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thanks, Rob. Derek, consideration of department head reports is next. Derek, I'll call on you first.
All right. Fully, I guess I should say, you guys know we're fully staffed, but everyone's back to work. We had one off for a little bit of leave. Just finished up our first IDOT campaign, which was the high visibility enforcement, which was it turned out good. We issued, I know I put it on our Facebook page, but we issued around 70 citations. We made around 83 traffic stops during the time. And we'll have another one coming up here in the middle of June. It'll start and it'll go till the beginning of July. And each campaign will kind of target something different. So everything good so far. We haven't had any issues, so
Okay, good. That's good to hear.
yeah.
What was the last item on there, Derek? It had the most. Was it either a driver's license
I think it was
or
distracted
cars?
driving.
Huh?
think it was
On
dis-
your list of
Yeah.
stops, the very last one had the most.
It could have been, because I think we had distracted or all other citations.
Oh, okay.
So that's going to be everything besides the main ones of, distracted driving, restraints, speeding. So it's going to be maybe suspended driver's license, no insurance, all those other ones,
Thank you.
Okay. Jeannie,
Everything's good at the Camden Center. Very busy month, going into the summer. Switching gears, we had a problem this month. There was a baseball tournament or softball tournament, sorry, at the fields. And I also had a function going on the same night. And so parking became an issue because the two parking lots that are blacktopped are mine for my functions. Gibby brought up some barricades for me, but that didn't stop people. And we ended up like putting out tables, and that didn't stop people to the point where they were running over my tables. And then driving on the grass and calling us names, and it was quite a deal. So we got a few more tournaments coming up, and I've been talking to Jillian, and we're gonna try to come up with a plan next time. I didn't know it was gonna be that big of an issue. It was. And yeah, so gonna go forward dealing with that with more barricades and not taking out the tables again, and personnel. I told them they had to have personnel because Carrie and I ended up going out and physically stopping people from coming into the lot. So,
And I had a conversation with Jeannie last week. I'm gonna work with her on that next tournament coming up. I can get some class 3 barricades put across that road that comes in once you leave the ballpark and gets right on that little part of the road that goes right to the Canton Center.
yeah,
We'll block that off and we could put some,
we're gonna have some signs made too, but
some
we're
signs
gonna put
made.
some caution tape up because they were literally driving across the grass.
Yeah, we'll get some of that up on both parking lots, on both sides of that parking lot, and then, I'm gonna stand there all day and I'm gonna make sure everybody's either gonna go to Tandem or go to the ballpark.
You see worse dehydrated.
And so I'm gonna say, if you're wearing shorts, no, you're not coming in here.
Yeah,
So,
it's,
I'm willing to do anything I can to help you out.
yeah,
I've
it's
got nothing else to do.
interesting to say the least.
Yeah,
I didn't know that people were that mouthy. Yeah, I did,
Yeah,
but you know.
Well, that happens, you shouldn't have to deal with it, but we got a plan. And I think it'll run better.
Yeah, they weren't
next time.
happy that they had to go down the hill and park, but
Yeah, well, they're gonna
a
have
lot
to
to
go down there.
learn, so,
That's the best place to park. It's good exercise to walk
Yeah.
up the hill. You know?
yeah. And I mean, I don't want people to come start not booking at my place
Right.
because of a parking situation. So,
Well, now that we know where the parts are that we need to fix,
yeah.
and we can get that done, I think the next one comes through would be a lot more smoother.
And they have access to golf carts.
Yeah.
So they can shuttle people.
Jillian talked to Rockridge about getting golf carts to shuttle people up, and whoever she talked to, I'm not gonna say who, said that they didn't need them, but they needed them.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
need them. That's a
They
good
need them.
idea.
Yeah. Bring, you can have your tournament here,
Yeah,
but bring golf carts for your people.
Yeah, and manpower,
Yeah,
because like I said, barricades did not stop them.
yeah. That wouldn't stop me, honestly. I drive around, I'm gonna be perfectly honest.
Oh.
Cause I'm lucky. But that's the general consensus of if it's 85 degrees and it's a chance for me to slide my car in somewhere instead of walking down or
Yeah.
walking up the hill.
only one of those
I'm doing
people.
it.
And then we also have our curbing painted yellow for fire, and they park right there too.
Well,
It
they won't
didn't
get,
matter.
they won't
They were
get through
parking
it.
in front of the place, we couldn't track. Rich Shipper was there and he's like, oh my God. He was
What's going on?
campus. And he's like, oh my gosh, and I'm like, yeah, it's gonna get crazy tonight.
Was a Milan PD notified of it?
Well, no, and I was on it, getting ready to call,
Yeah.
but I was like trying to handle it myself. But I was beginning to worry about traffic on the road on 67 more than anything because they were starting to park
Oh,
on 67, and I was having a conversation with Sean, and I'm like, he's like, call the cops if you need to, and I'm like, I will, but I think after the first game it calmed down a lot, but continued all night. And then luckily we didn't have a function on Saturday.
So
So,
that lot was totally full
Oh.
on Saturday.
oh yeah, I
Your-
went
your-
by.
your whole
I
area
was
was
like,
full.
oh yeah, it was,
The
And they
problem
bring
is
it-
nobody parks in the regular parking lot because they were shooting BBs off those bats and nobody was in the actual parking
oh
lot.
really?
Because
Oh,
it was unsafe. It wasn't little Susie hitting a little thing
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
over the fence. These were rockets.
yeah.
yeah.
And the teams they brought in were in like big buses. They had charter buses brought
They
in
were
too.
high school, weren't
And
they?
those buses were trying to fit through the parking, oh, yeah,
It's a tight area to have something like that, that's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I did not realize it was gonna be that big a deal, cause I'm like, can you just bring us up a couple? Very, it's no big
The
deal.
sports capital of the Quad
And
Cities.
three of those teams are still in the state final. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, and, so, I
Yeah.
mean, we had some good teams there with
Good.
good following.
Yeah, it was amazing.
And the local restaurants and businesses were affected by it. So that's tax revenue for the village.
There's things they could have done. They could have parked down in the bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of communicating
Right.
that we needed, we didn't know we were gonna need, we thought people would follow the rules.
Well-
Not park in my lot. But I didn't.
If the same people were there then and come to the next one, they'll say, wow, they've made some changes here.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, well, we'll
There's the mayor, he's chasing me down.
I'm gonna be
Yeah, I got some
sorry.
gear for you you can wear.
I have my water and my chair and I'll be right there.
Yeah, otherwise,
You get
everything's
some of
fine.
them Jersey barriers that won't be driving around.
Good job,
Oh,
Gene.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Be careful.
I-
That time was like 90 degrees and we're left virtual for the, throughout
Should
the
have called the taxi the next time.
And the, UT's bus was parked there and he's like, yeah, I saw that woman, she just hit that table and just kept going.
Well, they won't hit class 3 barricades, they won't move very
Yeah.
easily at all. Okay, well, we'll nip that in the bud one way or the
Yeah.
other. Steve,
Well, aside from, regular stuff, mowing grass and all that, we have gotten one field tore out for Bush Farms. They've got it almost regraded now. I think this week they'll finish Diamond 2. I think they've got sod left to put on and then the foul poles that will be completed then. And then we'll start on the other one. So that's moving along well. The garbage is obviously down a little bit. Spring cleanup is probably getting close to being wrapped up. Other than that, we're working on water main breaks and working with Bush back and forth, so I kind of got people everywhere. We did have to replace a culvert out on 32nd Avenue. Other than that, we've been cleaning up after disc golf. They had a big tournament, so we are having an issue with garbage up at Camden. Over the weekends, people are filling the cans up we have. But, can't really take it away, so what we're doing is, on Fridays, I'm having mechanical on truck go up and dump those cans on Fridays, and then we send the rear loader on Mondays, and about the only thing I can think about doing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll have garbage everywhere, so. That's about it.
anybody else have any questions for department heads? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve department head reports.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, motion been made and second. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, department heads, if you've had a long day, you can leave if you like, and thanks for your reports. I know Steve's got some on the agenda that he's gonna talk to everybody about. Okay, number 7, consideration of the semi-monthly and miscellaneous bills. Doug?
Okay, the regular payables for the FY 26 period, this will probably be the last time we'll have overlap. Maybe one more, but most likely not. The FY 26 bills for this period are $17,653.20. The regular payables for the FY 27 this period are $122,914.10. There's a miscellaneous voucher for $106,080.47 for a total of $246,647.77. The top 5, Tyler Technologies, that's our billing, kind of a self-contained admin management, does all kinds of stuff. It helps with the water bills and various other things. It's an accounting system.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, our general
Multi-purpose.
ledger, payroll,
Very, yeah.
water and sewer billing, everything.
So, Strand Associates, our friends from the sewage treatment plant. The Tyler is $41,963.78. Strand, $36,500. Zimmer and Franciscan, repair parts, $8,568. Zion Bank for the taxable general obligation bond series 2026, $7,552.50. And HD Supply for valve exerciser. Sounds interesting. $5,699.94. Steve, do you know what the repair part was for? That was for a vehicle, wasn't it? Or what, from Zimmer and Franciscan? No?
No, that's drainage parts.
That's sewer.
Oh, yeah, okay. So that's the top five. Does anyone have any questions about any of the others?
And that valve exercisers is that tool they're gonna use for the fire hydrants.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We talked about that last time, just to kind of refresh everybody's memory.
Yeah. If no one has any questions about any of the others, then I would make a motion that we pay our bills in the amount of $246,647.77.
Second to
I'll
that?
second.
And a motion been made and second. I have a roll call on that, please, Michelle?
Jerry Motter.
Yes.
Doug Humphrey.
Yes.
Dan Verbeck.
Yeah.
Jody Lee.
Yes.
Karen Wilson.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Doug? Thank you. Okay, number 8, consideration and approval of a bid from Seneca for fuel system upgrades at the Public Works. We're gonna turn this over to Mr. Gibson. And he'll do a presentation on that. You've all got a copy of some bids he's got. So I'll take, the floor is yours, Steve.
So we got 2 bids. I tried to get 3. The last company was on the other side of Cedar Rapids, and we did send it to them. Basically, this would be, we're not going to do anything other than pipes in the ground. But that's the second part of the bid. But this original bid would be for new pumps and a new monitoring system, which the pumps we can't get parts for anymore, and the monitoring system we can't get parts for. They're obsolete. We had, the gas pump is down now. They cannot find any parts for it. We would have to send it away and get it rebuilt. At this point, they need upgraded, so we went ahead with the lowest bid. This bid was, he gave it to me January, originally, 15. It was a little bit lower. It's went up maybe $5,000 since then. So this would include taking the pumps off, not doing anything really underground, but pulling all new cable and wire from the building to the island. And we're also having an issue with one of the probes that monitors the tank for leakage. That conduit in there is got water in it. So it's a metal conduit. So they suggested we put a new one. So a lot of this includes us doing any kind of work that's in the ground, which I've got the second estimate is for extra conduits. The interstitial space between the tanks, right now, Illinois does not require us to monitor that, but I think it's coming. So we do need one conduit for sure to fix that probe issue. But I want to put 2 extras in there so that when it does become a requirement, all we have to do is go from that probe inlet and then go to the end of the tanks, which would be a quarter of the distance that we have to if we went to the building. They'll be just there for use, and if we ever had another cable man, we could use those again. But for the cost of it, it's very minimal to have it there. Now, we would do the tear out. I got a third bid that they include the excavation for this. But it's not, I mean, it's 6,000 or 7,000, but I think we can do it ourselves. I also want to fix the island. It's in kind of bad shape. The steel around it's rotted out and you can see gaps in there. So I want to cut pieces of it out and then replace it on our own as well as it's all moving on. So that, just to keep it from leaking because our tanks are down. So I'm asking for, 70, not to exceed 72,000. I think the bids came in with them doing all the work at 67,462.26. But with the stuff that I wanna do and add the extra concrete around the island, I'm not gonna move the alarm posts or anything. I'm gonna cut out, all the way around the island. I'm gonna try to pull that back in. I don't think I need 72,000, but just a little cushion in case we run into something. But, as of right now, I'm dead in the water on the gas pump.
Yeah, they've been having to buy the gas out of the pumps at the various service stations, so,
Yeah.
so not cheap.
And I know that pump is, those probably the original pumps, we've never had those pumps replaced that I know of. And when I was there, they've been there, when I was there in 83, 40-some years ago, and they probably, how old they are, I'm surprised they held up that long.
Well, they're a siphon pump, so that means, it sucks from inside the actual pump itself. The other estimate we got, was for the pumps to be put into the tanks. Well, what that does is a little bit more consistent. The problem is with that is it's double the price. And, these pumps have lasted this long, I don't see why we would need to do that unless we were doing the whole system and putting new tanks in. These ones weren't fun.
So they told you they'd be all right with you, doing some of the work?
Yep,
Okay.
Does this include, I know it's the unleaded one, does it include the diesel, or you're replacing that one way or there too?
that's the one that we're having a problem with the probe. It's about $3,500 a probe, and we put 3 in the last year and a half.
What are you gonna replace the tank, I mean, up on top of your island, you're
We've
gonna
already
replace?
replaced that.
Oh, you already replaced that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The riser for that probe, it was actually rusted in, and we couldn't get the probe out. So that was the original one, so we replaced that, and then it's gone bad twice since because of the water in the line. And those lines are supposed to be enclosed, but
Yeah,
something's causing the problem.
it could be a crack in it or something, who knows, a joint. And does this also, you and I were talking about, does this also include the alarm that goes inside the building?
Yeah, the monitoring system that
Yeah.
hangs on the wall, yes.
That system at that, there's an issue with the pump during the day or at night, that sets off an alarm, sends a message to you and lets them know that there's an issue with the pumps and not to use it. So it's very valuable to have, state has one of those too. And it does go down even there at least once a year, that'll happen.
We have to have the
Oh,
monitor.
yeah, you gotta have the monitor.
Yeah.
And you said not to exceed 72 or 70?
72.
72, okay. You got, go ahead, any
Are
questions?
are these pumps, are they in your main area, your fenced in area?
Yes,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
yeah, they're in a locked area.
Well, in front of us, we have the 2 proposals. They're from the same company. Isn't there?
This is-
Did we get another proposal from a
We
different
did
company?
from CPAC. Is that not in there? CPAC was
Unless I'm missing it.
170-some thousand. They didn't want to go back to the siphon type pumps. They
Oh, really?
wanted to go to the other. And I'm like, that's out of our price range.
Yeah, in the packet, we've just got the Seneca proposals.
Well, Seneca was quite a bit less, and they gave me the option, but they're also the ones that do a lot of the work, so they know what they're getting into, because that's who I usually call. But there was another bid from CPAC.
Has anybody got any other questions? Something we gotta have, just like over at the sewer plant. Costs more money to go to Hy-Vee and get gas than it does where we get a discount on the bringing in a bulk. Do you have a timeline on when that'll be done, you think? Or even started?
When I talked to them, they said they were 5 to 6 weeks out.
Ooh,
So the sooner I give them the alert, I guess we get on the list.
Hy-Vee's gonna love us.
I got,
And there's
I
no
get
other
to see
way,
the
no other
guys
way
at
we
Hy-Vee.
can, no other way we can drop a pump in there and pump out the diesel that's in the tanks somehow? Or-
Well, we wouldn't be able to use the counter and figure out
How many
how
gallons?
many gallons you're using for each department.
Yeah.
In that monitoring system, it lets us know
Yeah.
who's getting what fuel, and then that's how it's built out. So, because Blackhawk uses it, well, obviously the police and sewer department. Then it goes into, I have all the vehicles split up
Right, yeah.
into each department.
And all that ties back in. Ideally, it should correlate pretty closely to what our deliveries are, but we've had a problem with the consistency or the repeatability, I guess, of that metering, which this will take care of too.
Yeah, so, last year, the diesel tank, the gears, the counters on them went haywire, so we had to put new gears in. So now I have to do the math to get the count because it doesn't go low enough to match the count on the dollars in the gallons.
You need to get a calculator also then?
I got, no, I got.
That's right, you're fine.
Any other questions about the gas pumps? If not, we're spending money, we're gonna have to have roll call on this, of course. We'll have to look for a motion to approve Seneca's bid not to exceed $72,000 for the upgrades of the public works.
I'll
Make-
make that
Go ahead.
motion.
Okay, second, is there?
Second.
Okay, motion been made second, and roll call on that, please.
Doug Humphrey,
Yes.
Dan Verbeck.
Yeah.
Jody Lee.
Yes.
Karen Wilson.
Yes.
Terry Motter.
Yes. Okay, motion carried, you're in
Does
business.
this money come out of the general fund to fund this?
Yes.
Mhm.
We did put some in for this year's budget for this too, because we foresee
Oh.
this coming. It's just the pump that goes sooner than
Right.
we expected.
Yeah.
I don't think that we budget, I think we budgeted the entire cost of this repair work out of the general fund, although the other departments, water and sewer, are charged back for the fuel product itself, but not for the pump system.
Okay. Okay,
Which is all the more reason we need the counter.
yeah, that's a good idea, Dana. Okay, number 9, consideration and approval of engineering service agreement with Hutchison Engineering of Cannon Park entrance, reconstruction and drainage improvements. We talked about this, I think the last meeting about the lower bowl entrance, we're gonna try to hook on with Hutchison's Engineering when they do the work on the parkway. And to improve that, it's been in need of fixing for a long, long time. And so I'm gonna turn this over to JD, and welcome back, and you can explain more that you have.
Thanks, Your Honor. I had communicated with Sean and with Gibby here and said I'd come tonight in case you folks had any questions that came up after our presentation. But the one thing I guess I would want to speak to, Your Honor, is that you saw in that proposal that we talked about, there was like a $6,500 earmark in there for construction inspection. You can see in the scope that I put in there, we're going to give you administrative support. We're going to do RFIs if they, have pipe material and stuff, and you want us to look that over. And you have a request for information, on that, on supplies and that. We'll provide all that as part of this agreement. But, and I guess, you know what, it's a public meeting, I'll say this, but, Rock Island County's hiring an engineering firm. We did the design on Rock Island County's project. They're hiring an engineering firm to oversee that project. I would recommend that you probably, if he decides that he doesn't want to do it and do all the pay authorizations, they're already mobilized, they're already out there. It's probably going to be more cost effective for the village to just have them oversee your improvement while they're out there. Happy to do it. I'll absolutely give you an agreement to do it. I just think it's probably more cost beneficial to have them do your side of the project while they're already out there. But
So no discount?
what's that?
No discount from you?
Well, that's the thing. I think it'll be.
No price match? like-
Well, yeah, no. I would, I just think, what, that probably, I think it'll work good, like we talked about. I want to time this, so we put our bid out right after the county awards theirs. Then I think you'll get really good pricing, probably from a contractor, but maybe it's already mobilized, so. But other than that, I can answer any other questions if they come up.
And you don't anticipate that there'll be any conflict with the festival? Didn't you talk about the road being open for the weekend or something?
Yes, and we'll have it written in there that,
Okay.
when it has to open, when it can, they have to demo, and then when they can restart, yes.
And that would be in 2027.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a little update on that. We provided the plans, last Friday, we were providing plans to IDOT. They would not let us get on their July, they have so many projects in the state that their letting is full. So it looks like we'll probably be on the September letting for the Rock Island County project. So we've kind of made it clear, we're not gonna let any of the lane closures or any of the traffic movements, they won't start this fiscal year, this calendar year. It'll all be in next construction season, and I'll keep you folks posted on that. So.
Okay, anybody else got any questions for JD? We got, now we're gonna be spending money here, so we gotta do a roll call.
Yeah, we need a roll call, to answer the question, yes, it is in the draft budget to cover the engineering services. There is an allowance, which is a guesstimate, as far as any other costs that might be incurred through the remainder of our fiscal year through April 30th, 27. And of course, that's entirely speculative because there is, in addition to the county bidding out their work, we have yet to bid this out as far as, to determine what the construction costs are and what their timing would be to correlate with the county work.
Okay, anybody else has any questions for JD? We'll look for a motion to approve the engineering service agreement with Hutchison's for the lower bowl entrance of Camden.
I make that motion.
Motion made,
Second.
motion made, second. Okay, I have a roll call vote on that, please.
Andrew Beck.
Yeah.
Jody Lee.
Yes.
Karen Wilson.
Yes.
Jerry Motter.
Yes.
Doug Humphries.
Yes.
Good. Thanks, JD. That 6,500, that was separate from, that's what's gonna cost for the guy to watch, whoever does the digging and putting in the entrance, that's for that, right?
Yeah, any of these projects that we do typically in the field, we track all the quantities, do all the measurements and that, the contractors, they won't submit it, we'll submit them, the pay authorization for the measurements we do, but like I say, that's his world, and if he decides he wants to do that, we'll give him the support he needs administratively, but if not, I'd help you get connected with Willow. They're gonna be doing it for the county and they can do that for
Yeah,
you.
which we're already working with them too already, so,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, JD, thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming.
thank you.
Okay, number 10, consideration and approval, community center fund closure and complete transfer to a department within the general fund. I know a little bit about this, but I'm gonna turn it over to Steve because he's got the particulars.
Jeannie and I will tag team on this one, but a little bit of history going back to 1983 when the original community center opened before it was remodeled and rebranded as the Camden Center. It was with the accounting firm that we were using at that time. They set it up as an enterprise fund. And the primary distinction between a governmental fund type and an enterprise is that an enterprise is the majority of the funds are to be received through user fees, and only incidental would come from other revenue sources. So, for example, we have parks, which is a part of the general fund. It has some revenues that come from leasing out fields and from having fees for participation when we used to have an active park program and we had classes and things like that. So there can be incidental expenses that would come from it. And that does not necessarily mean that something is an enterprise fund. But the preponderance of our departments, the only other exception that we have is water and sewer, which is an enterprise fund, because virtually all of its revenues come in from charges to our customers. But parks, for example, are funded from the same general pot of money, the general fund, that our police department is, that our street department is, that our admin is. So we've got the situation where Jeannie wears two hats as park director and as Camden Center director, and those fall under two different funds. And it's it does not recognize a substantial portion of the support of the Camden Center, like the parks programs, comes from the general fund. And every year, we move money over into that to support the Camden Center, in addition to what it gets from, and her revenue sources are primarily renting out the building and then the various fees you get, the revenues off the bar and rental items and things like that. But it is, it's not truly 100% and never has been just an enterprise type of operation that the water and sewer department is. So we think that it's much more representative of how the funding comes in to your operations, to fold that back in the same way it is in the Parks Department, to keep track of it still as a department cost center. So it would receive tracking for your own revenues, and it would receive tracking of your expense reimbursements. That doesn't change from what it is today. The oversight of it continues as it is today because the committee structure, the council committee structure, doesn't change regardless of what fund that is identified with. And it simplifies our bookkeeping significantly and more accurately moves it out. Now, so the finances and the operation don't change, but where it falls in the annual audit report will change. And we don't end up with then that extra exercise of saying that no, the money is funded through the general fund and it is not a loan from one fund to another because it is never expected to be repaid. So it is a much clearer and more accurate representation of the structure of it and how it is funded. We've worked with Jeannie on this. Jeannie, I know that you support it. Anything you want to add to my kind of befuddled explanation?
No, because you know how much it bothers me when I have to borrow money from the general fund, and it just makes sense.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Because I don't know, I could be booked every weekend and have spectacular bars and it's still be paying for all the expense of running the facility. Because just like air alone, electricity, it's an expense. That building is an expense. And we like to keep the rent at a reasonable rate where we feel like we feel like that's a little bit given back to the community because, I give a discount for organizational rates. We like to have those people come in and it is helpful to the community, but also some of the rental places around here are outrageous. The price is outrageous. And I think that's why we book up. Because we keep it at a reasonable rate.
I saw daycares having better
Yeah, did you see that?
regulations. I think that's fantastic.
We were busy every night last week. It was crazy. Yeah.
And these are little guys and gals.
And then we also we had a really nice wedding reception this weekend. They chose to have a dry reception. We honor that. We don't charge them, extra just because they choose to have a dry reception.
Good for
It
them.
was lovely.
Yeah.
I have to say, not dealing with that. So, I'm all for it.
How many bookings do you have for the summer? Do you know off the top
Summer,
of your head?
it's hit and miss on the summer. Weddings are more fall. They've gone to more fall, but we only have, we have something, whether it be on a Saturday or Sunday or Friday every week. Some maybe not on Saturday, but a Sunday. Yeah, we're pretty much there. I am there all the time.
So you're in support of us,
Yes,
We need
yes, I was tickled when they,
okay?
suggesting this.
Because I support you, know what you do, and appreciate it.
and I don't, like I said, the accounting part isn't my deal, other than I try to stay within my budget, it's expensive
Yeah,
though,
absolutely.
and I always do, but The income varies, so.
Didn't know how you did it by yourself all these years.
Yeah. Something.
So what do we need?
Well, we would ask for council's direction to have Lincoln prepare either, and we were just talking whether it would be a resolution or ordinance, which would specify it more formally, but the direction tonight would be a vote by the council to start this, direct the preparation of it for formal passage at the next council meeting. But that it would be effective May 1st, which is the start of our fiscal year, which is a recommendation of our auditors. Actually, the suggestion to do it this way was discussed with Sarah Bonzak, who used to be our finance director, and now her firm is our auditors. And she said, this is cleaner to do it this way. So the action would be council specifying the closing of the fund, not the center, but of the fund into, with all assets and liabilities to be transferred to the general fund. So it gets it on the books, it gets the revenue, but it gets the bills too. And directing the attorney to prepare a formal action for consideration Monday, 2 weeks from tonight.
So back years ago, why wasn't it set up?
The different auditors at the time, and it was done before the center ever even opened. And they just suggested this and nobody pushed back.
What year did it open?
84.
84?
Yeah. Yep. And
And for
everything
many
was
years, I can
set up
just,
in
I
83.
remember, I've been there 17 years, and I can remember when it was the community center, it was like every other month having to borrow money from the general fund, borrow money from the general fund. It's always been like that, as long as I can remember.
And if you think of the correlation is, we don't expect any other of our programs like this, our parks or anything like that, to be self-sufficient. I mean, this part of the service that the community provides is to make these kinds of amenities available within the community because they have tangible and intangible benefit to the community. And so it's really a false knock on the center because it's given a standard that nothing else is given. As if the expectation is for you to run it in the black, when in fact it is, it meets other goals. Now, you're still accountable to fight for your share of the budget.
Absolutely, 100%. And like I said, I don't think there's ever been a time where I've gone over my expenses on the
No.
budget, ever. I'm diligent about keeping things within my expenses.
I mean, all the repairs for that building
Yeah.
come out of the general fund. Anyway, right?
Well, we actually end up
Where's
transferring.
all the repair
Yeah.
money come from?
It comes from it, but we're
Yeah.
channeling it through a board action to transfer the money in rather than just making it a part of our budget,
Right.
that it will be in the general
Oh,
fund.
okay.
Okay, so we're moving the money one extra time when it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
And just like, any department, I never know when a furnace is gonna go out. I
Yeah,
don't
oh,
know
yeah.
when,
Your
the
roof
water
starts
meter's gonna
leaking.
go out. And we try to work that into the expenses sometimes,
Yeah. Yeah, you can't see what's gonna
when
go
you're
wrong
older.
next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't foresee it, we try, but
Never enough money for a contingency fund either.
no.
No, makes it tough. I guess, if anybody else had any questions, Steve, about that, I don't know if I hooked on that motion with Lincoln, but we're looking for a motion, if I say this the right way, to close out the community center fund and transfer to a department within the general fund. Is that kind of what we're looking for?
Right, effective May 1, 2026.
Effective May 1, 2026. Okay.
That gets it's a clean break with our fiscal year.
And then we have to direct, or whatever the word, that you do a resolution ordinance, correct?
Correct.
Isn't that how you said it?
Well, I don't know if you want to put that in the same motion though.
I think
think you
it's,
have
I
to,
think it's
yes.
clean, yeah, that way it'll come up in 2 weeks, you'll have a chance. It'll be pretty short.
Well, then that would also include directing Attorney Scott to draw that up.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, so you gonna make that motion
I'll make the motion.
as I read it off?
Yeah.
Plus the resolution, yeah,
Yeah.
a second.
Okay, motion been made in second. All in favor, by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay, number 11, committee reports. We'll start with Dan Verbeck.
I don't have anything.
Jody?
Nothing?
Karen? Nothing. Jerry?
Nothing.
Doug?
Nothing.
Lincoln, you got anything else you want to bring up?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, Steve has something.
Yeah, we have the group, which actually is under the auspices of the planning commission, for a visionary meeting at the Camden Center, Wednesday evening conducted by Bi-State, which is, I guess, a kind of a formal part of the kickoff for the, update to the comprehensive plan. You want to speak to that? 6 to 8?
Yeah, 6 to 8, it's a public hearing for public input. I don't,
On what? What is it?
On the comprehensive plan.
Update on the comprehensive plan. Renew, every few years we look at it to renew. Now, this is, on the front end, there'll be other opportunities to participate as there starts to be a little bit of meat on the bones. But this just sets up the overall framework of what the planning process will be.
kind of just a kickoff to see what the public wants.
Everything.
Everything.
And the thing about the comprehensive plan is technically, everything we do, every motion that we make, most every decision that we make is supposed to be incorporated into the comprehensive plan before we do something. It's supposed to be like, I guess, a wish list of sorts.
I'd say it's kind of think of it as almost a detailed, mission statement and policy guidance. And we're, to the extent possible, we have to be consistent with that.
Yeah.
Obviously, things change and things come up, and so but that's your guidance document, and it's important as far as state and federal funding, the legitimacy of when we take litigation into courts. It's a powerful thing.
Yeah, because then they'll say, how does this fit in? If it becomes an issue, how does this fit in with your comprehensive plan? Well, we didn't think about it. Well, then we're not going to think about it either.
Is that required every year?
No.
Every 5
We-
Every
we
5
do
years?
it- We have, I think we're 6 years out
6
maybe
years.
from the last
We're
one.
6 years in on this one, we were over 10, I think 15
15,
on the
yeah.
last.
Oh, yeah.
So we've kind of been waiting this, it's 6 years, it should have been done in 5, but we kind of waited for the Andalusia Road corridor study
Yeah.
to be done, to give us some idea of which direction we could go there.
Right.
2007 was the one that we worked on, that in like 2019 thereabout.
When's this meeting?
Camden Center, which they are not gonna make any money on. Sorry about that.
Where's the bar?
Yeah, the bar, that's right.
Wednesday from 6 to 8 at the Camden Center.
Jim always wanted us to have the, machines in there.
Oh, the gambling machines. Oh,
Jim was always like, we put gambling machines in the back. I'm like,
that'd be a nightmare.
Catch the date. What date was it?
It's the third,
The
Yeah.
third.
2 days, from 6 to 8, Wednesday, June 3rd.
You got anything else you want to bring up, Steve?
That's it?
Okay.
Real quick, before I forget, any resolution questions that are going to need to be put on the ballot,
So I don't know.
let's get them in our minds because we got a deadline looming. And that goes for wages, anything like that. You have to have them in a specific amount of days before the ballots get printed. It passed last election, we need to be more diligent and get these things taken care of.
You talk about wages for council?
for the board
Board.
and any resolution questions that might need to go on the ballot.
I can't think of any resolutions right now, but I can think about it. So,
About personnel,
I don't know. Okay,
okay?
I wanted to bring that. Do you think you need a committee meeting on that to bring it up to speed on something like that, or?
It could be a special meeting. The public can attend. But how long has it been since this board has got an increase
Oh, and wages?
in pay?
Oh, well, let's
Because
see.
you all used to get it for insurance.
Yeah,
Well, those days are gone.
right along with the
Gas
IRS.
prices are $5 a gallon. There's no extra pay for special meetings, committee of a whole, any other municipality in the cities gets paid for that. But because you guys used to pay yourselves for insurance years ago, and you paid it IMRF, you never gave yourselves a raise because you didn't want to look worse than it already was that you got for insurance.
Right, right.
The for insurance has been going for about 6 years at least.
Just at least 2018 or something like
Yeah,
that.
so 2018.
Well,
It's now 2026.
Yeah. And we also, well, we took away the insurance and IMRF in order to pay the police pension funds, what we did.
No, you guys got told by the insurance company that you didn't work enough hours to get for insurance, and you got told you didn't work enough hours to get pension.
Well, yeah.
That's what they got taken away. So, but yeah, we need to talk about
Sure,
that
yeah, okay.
within the next couple months.
Yeah, it's been a lot, 25 years, I've never got a raise, but to me, I do this job for free if I could get away with it. To me, I don't worry about it, but that's my opinion only, because I feel mine's been good to me, and I feel like serving the public's part of my job.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
love
know.
that.
And all you guys feel the same way
Yeah.
too,
County board,
yeah,
they get paid $300 a
Yeah.
month gas money,
yeah,
plus $6,000 a year.
yeah,
We make $2,000 a year,
yeah, I agree with you on something like that too, yeah.
okay?
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I know what you mean. Well, we'll come up with a
Yep,
good informational meeting for everybody to understand where, we
Absolutely.
need to know what direction we want to go in
Right.
on that too. And the deadline's coming up before, that's down the next election in April, isn't it? Or is it November?
Michelle,
November.
November? Oh, okay.
and it has to be
Like
180 days.
Yeah.
So 180 days is coming up
Before,
quick.
before November. Okay, gotcha. Okay. We'll work on that then. Thanks, Karen. That's, citizens' opportunity to address the board. Chuck, you're up.
I'm the only one.
What time of that meeting?
Chuck Gensel, Manville, Iowa. Something that I've been working on, one of the jobs I do, I go from business to business throughout Milan. And just seeing what they're getting to buy with things and see how they're doing. And a lot of times they ask me about what other businesses do. And I try to point them to be able to assist each other when it comes to meetings and connections and that type of stuff. And so we decided, this coming up October, we're gonna try to do a big business mixer where every business in Milan is gonna be invited to attend it. It's probably gonna be at the Oaks, it'll be in October. And we're debating on having it for a general public to be able to come into it as well. But I'll know more about it, but we'd like to invite everybody, even from the village, to be able to attend that, because that way we have new businesses, that'd be meeting the people, the leadership of the community. And see, they'll be meeting all the other businesses that are around. A lot of people don't realize how many businesses there really are.
Yeah.
Might be doing that business directory, there's a lot of them that's out there. And a lot of people, they need to know what other businesses do. And so I think this would be a fantastic opportunity for everybody to get to know each other, and maybe the public will come back and come in to see how they're doing. So anyway,
that's just something I've been working on. I've been handing out those window stickers for my own chamber, so I go to every single business and by me doing that, I found there's a need for people that have connections and some kind of that go-between liaison guy. And so rather than me doing that, maybe let's have one big mixer. So anyway,
So-
I just want to let everybody kind of heads up on what we're working on. I just don't like just cruise around and wave at people all day. I just stop and stuff.
So this is the kind of way the chamber is trying to get all the businesses together as a unit to kind of network with each other and not know that, well, I never met that guy over there before. I don't know what that business does. So,
Everybody's online, they
Yeah.
don't see people anymore, they don't touch skin for handshakes or anything, so be a good opportunity to be a little old school.
Actually, interesting enough, when Mark was the finance director, he was putting together something like that. It was gonna be at the Camden Center, and it was COVID hit. So they had to cancel.
Oh, that's when those signs.
Yes,
Yeah,
those signs, yeah.
yeah.
So it was kind of similar, where he wanted to get some businesses together, market their businesses up at the Camden Center, but yeah, COVID hit.
Who knows, maybe we can do that.
There you go. Let me know.
Well, anyway, I just want to throw that out there for you guys know.
okay,
I'll probably see you on Wednesday.
you'll see me on Wednesday. I sit next to Chuck. He's the idea man.
Yeah.
He comes up with some excellent ideas.
Sometimes I just send a palm right on.
Yeah, I haven't found one yet so far that I've been there.
Alabama's up 1-0.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, there isn't anybody else in the audience that signed up, so, and you don't have anything on MetroLink or anything you want to bring up?
Well, I do. This Friday the 5th, we're having the grand reopening of the East Davenport dock, Shandacat dock. We revamped that.
Oh, I've seen that on the news, yeah.
10 o'clock Friday morning, if you find yourself wandering around East Davenport.
I'll watch you on the news.
Yeah, I should make an appointment with Jennifer to go down and see her since she came here to meet me and see how, and she wanted to take a tour of that, you and me go down there. So that might be a good thing for you and I to do, coming up this week too.
Yep.
So, okay. Anything else, Dave?
No, I think you all got the email of the Michael Transit report. Probably got it last week.
Right.
We're still on board. We're not growing tremendously, but we're not losing. We've got to kind of reach a plateau, but I think it's at a good level. So
That's
it still
good.
serves the community.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Okay, that's the end of all the agenda items other than the last one. Motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
Second. All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Thank you all.